Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey guys, Monique Christine here, founder of glowstrong.net. Welcome to my Intro to Yin series, where I break down the individual Yin Yoga postures for you so that you have a deeper understanding should you choose to create your own flows or if you want to flow along with me. In this video, I'm going to teach you about Camel, including how to safely get into and out of the pose. So if you want to learn more, stick around. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you get notifications every time I upload something new. Before we get into the posture, we do want to cover some cautions. The elderly and those with spinal injuries can practice this pose. However, if you fit into either of these categories, you do want to seek medical advice before trying this. If you have any neck issues, do not let the head go back. Instead, bring your chin to your chest. Without support, the back can spasm, so those of you with a weak back, you probably want to stick with the more gentle versions of this posture. Yin Camel, similar to Yang Ustrasana, stresses the joints of the spine, the shoulders, and the ankles. Because this is a Yin pose, we will be holding this for a longer period of time. However, this pose can be pretty Yang-like in nature, especially the unsupported version, meaning that it's going to require a lot of leg strength. So you want to go for a max hold time of 1 to 2 minutes. If you're only able to hold the pose for 30 seconds when you're first starting out, this is perfectly fine. You can always work your way up to those longer hold times. As you practice this pose more and more, you'll get stronger and more flexible, and you'll be able to hang out in it longer. If you do the supported versions, you will probably be able to hang out longer because you can kind of rest on your hands. Camel deeply arches the lumbar sacral spine. It opens the tops of the thighs, and it provides a bit of opening in the ankles. It stretches your hip flexors, and it opens the shoulders, making this posture excellent for droopy shoulders or even hunchbacks. The deep lumbar sacral compression stimulates the kidney and urinary bladder meridians. If you feel any sort of stretch in the tops of the thighs, you're then stimulating the stomach and the spleen meridians. Sometimes this posture can stress the upper arms and shoulders, causing you to stimulate the heart and lung meridians. And if the head is back, then we're stimulating the thyroid. There are several ways to get into this posture. The easiest way to get into Camel is to come on to your knees in a kneeling position, sitting on your heels. Your knees are going to be about hip width apart. You want to put your hands on the floor behind you. Bring your hips forward, lift them up, and arch your back. By lifting the hips up, you are naturally going to arch your back. For some of you, this may be enough of a stretch. For me personally, this way stresses my knees. So another way to come into the pose, we want to stand on the knees. Again, hip width apart. Place your hands on your hips. I like to put my thumbs on my lower back. And go ahead and arch back, bringing your hips forward. You can hang out here, but if you have back issues, this may prove to be a bit too strenuous. So you'll probably want to do a supported version where your hands are either on the floor, on your heels, or on a block between your feet. If you are super flexible, you can bring your hands down to the floor and walk them in towards your knees. If you're less flexible, you can put your hands on your heels This is my favorite way to do this. I feel that it gives me the least amount of stress on my knees and the most amount of arch in my lower back. Or you could put a yoga block in between your feet and rest your hands on that. There are two ways to come out of this posture. If you were down here, you can simply walk your hands back until you're sitting on your heels again. If your head was back, keep it back. Go ahead and come forward into child's pose. And then bring that head forward. Allow your shoulders to roll over the knees. Breathe deeply and allow yourself to melt. The second way to come out of this posture, if you chose to stand on the knees, for me, I would be here. So what you want to do is you want to bring your hands back to your back. Bring your chest forward. If your head was back, keep it back until your shoulders are over the hips and knees. Then you can bring the head forward and sit back gingerly, slowly into child's pose, allowing yourself to melt into it. You can hang out in child's pose for about a minute, and when you're ready to come up, as you just saw, you simply place your hands by your knees and slowly come up. All right, loves, so that is how you practice camel safely in, safely out. Again, this posture in the unsupported version does require a lot of leg strength, so you want to stick to that 1 to 2 minute max. Don't judge yourself if you start out with just 30 seconds. Like I said, you'll work your way up there. The more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. My personal 2 cents on this pose, this is my least favorite Yin Yoga posture because I do feel it in my knees and I feel it in my lumbar spine, but mostly my knees. So for me, that 1 to 2 minutes is definitely long enough. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Remember, if you didn't subscribe, you want to do so and ring the bell so you get notifications every time I upload something new. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Namaste.